Hi guys, my name's Riley and welcome to Riley's Corner, in this case, literally. And I just wanted to kind of sit down and talk to you guys about what I learned being a freshman in college. If you are going into your freshman year, congratulations on making it into college and good luck. I hope you have the most amazing time. And I hope I can give you some valuable pointers that people told me, but I didn't really consume, that I really wish that I had listened to what people had been saying. And I wish that I had sat down and watched a video like this to sort of prepare myself. But I will be honest, college is something that you can't fully prepare for, no matter how hard that you try. So one thing, I guess tip one is roll with the punches. Just know that everything's gonna work out, and even if it's not exactly what you expected, there's still joy to find in your college experience. And if you don't find it your first year, you can always transfer. I'll talk a little bit about that in the video as well. So the first thing that I want to talk about is moving in. Now this only really applies to people who are moving on campus. My sister actually stayed home and commuted. That is an amazing thing to do. It saves so much money if you're able to. I could have, but I chose to live on campus because I really wanted that social aspect. And I wouldn't have traded my experience for the world. I'm actually living on campus in the same dormitory next year, which is crazy. I move in 3 weeks. Oh my God, the summer flew by. But the first thing, for move-in tips, is pack lightly. Now, I don't know, I don't care if you've heard this before. You're always gonna think, oh, I can pack as many clothes as I want, it's fine. I need to be prepared for anything. That is not true. You will somehow, your clothes will expand. I don't know how. I don't remember buying half the clothes. My closet tripled pretty much by the time I was done with college. Everything, and maybe that's because I forgot how to fold halfway through the school year. That's something else. But all of a sudden, nothing fit in my drawers anymore. My closet was full. There was clothes just literally everywhere. So I'm begging you, pack as lightly as you can. You will accumulate a lot of stuff over the semester. And if you're a very heavy minimalist, this won't be a problem. If you're like me and you're more of a maximalist and you love stuff, you love little trinkets, you love getting stuff everywhere you go, I'm a chronic shopper, it will get out of hand like mine did. I'm trying to be better and pack way lighter this upcoming year. Wish me luck. Also, listen to your mom, listen to your guardian. Pack as much medicine that you can for every little thing, because school sickness is real and you don't really think about the fact that you need cold medicine, allergy medicine. Maybe you all of a sudden are getting headaches all of the time. It's important to have medicine on hand. So pack Tylenol, anti-nausea medication, stuff like that, just so you're prepared. And if you're living with a roommate, they might also get sick, and just to be proactive, having that kind of stuff to take care of them and yourself is important. So it may seem silly, pack is more medicine than you think you will need. I would also recommend to buy a rolly cart. I have one and my friends borrowed it because they moved. Okay, so my friends, I have a rolly cart, right? It's like a foldable one. I got it, I think, on Amazon. They're kind of expensive, so I understand if that's not in your budget because college and moving in is already very expensive. However, I feel like it's a very good investment. It helped save so much time going up and down, especially because I lived on the 5th floor of my dormitory. Over the summer, my friends had to move into summer housing because a lot of them were doing internships. They really needed my cart and I didn't see it for 3 months. I didn't even know who had it at that point. It got back to me at some point, but it helped them out so much. So having a cart, a rolly cart, is very valuable. I also did a move-in vlog, and my college does not have move-in crews to help you. at least that I'm aware of. They might now, but they also don't have the giant like carts and bins. So if your school does provide that, do not worry about getting a rolly cart. If they do not provide anything like that, like a dolly or anything, highly recommend the rolly cart. It saves you so much time, and even though it's expensive, you're going to be moving in and out and multiple times in your life. So it's a good thing to have. The second thing that I want to talk about is for anyone who plans on working over the school year. Now, you may be like me and are working a part-time job over the semester. In this upcoming semester, I'll actually be working 2 jobs. I got a job on campus, which I'm very, very excited about. If you're part of the federal work-study program like I am, they will work around your schedule, whereas an off-campus job will probably not cater to your school schedule as much. So it's just important that you kind of think about, when planning your classes, giving yourself a reasonable amount of time to do things. It may seem like there's all the time in the world, but there's not, and it can be really exhausting to go straight from work to school or straight from school to work. Now, this may not be an option for you, and for that I completely understand. But my advice to you would be, try and prioritize what is most important. If it's work, prioritize work and maybe take not as many credit hours a semester. I know that 12 is the minimum to be a full-time student. It is very possible to graduate in 4 years and take 12 credit hours a semester based on your major and based on if you're taking summer classes or not. I do highly recommend summer classes. I did it in high school. I did a dual enrollment program, and that helped me really get up to date on my credits and put me a step ahead. However, I am taking 18 credit hours this semester. Take my advice with a grain of salt. I'm a bit of a hypocrite in this sort of thing, as I try and do everything in the world. Half of my reason for making this video is just to remind myself, chill out. Like, it's okay to not do everything under the sun. Take my advice with a grain of salt, because sometimes it's unrealistic. Now, if you're handling like the work-school balance really well, you're like, okay, I can do this, it's easier to, in my opinion, add things than it is to take away things. So start small, start with a reasonable amount or a little less than maybe you'd want. And if you're able to handle that, incredible. I'm so proud of you. You can always add stuff on later. But it's really hard to back out of things and change your availability, especially if it's like my job where they schedule 3 weeks in advance. I would also like you to remember that burnout is real. No matter how hard you try, no matter if you struggled with burnout in high school or not, you will face burnout in college, because you are suddenly on your own, you're more independent. Most of the things are self-motivated. And if you're not good at self-motivating, if you're like me and you didn't learn how to study in high school, all of this pressure and all of it can become overwhelming. And constantly being around people all of the time, working all of the time, trying to do everything, you're gonna burn yourself out. And that's okay. You just need to kind of prioritize yourself and realize maybe it's okay to take a step back, not do everything, not hang out every single time you're asked, because you need to prioritize your mental health, and you can't beat burnout by continuing to like kindle the flame. My third thing is studying and academics. It's important to kind of watch videos and prepare yourself to self-study and to figure out what type of studying method suits you the best. Now, learning styles and learning techniques aren't actually a thing, really. From my experience, it's only personal preference. So you may think, oh, I learn better audibly, I learn better writing it down, I learn better reading it over and over again. But that's really just personal preference, at least in my experience. Now, I believe there was also some science to back that up. My psychology professor last year did tell us about that. And it was really informational, because I had been taught that, you have one learning style or another. I personally like to listen to it, read it, write it, read it, write it, say it out loud. Mine is really long. I find that writing it repeatedly helps me out a lot. Using whiteboards is so crucial to my studying thing. If a study room doesn't have a whiteboard, I will not use it because I honestly need to buy a whiteboard to bring to college. So I always have one on hand. With how much that I use them. One thing that I would say helped me a lot was having a good repertoire with my professors. This is crucial, and honestly one of the most important parts of this academic segment that I'm going to talk about is having a good relationship with your professors. Now, this can be as simple as going up and introducing yourself on the first day of class. You don't need to constantly be raising your hand and asking questions. I understand that social anxiety is a real problem and you may not be capable of doing that, but even trying to go after class, go to their office hours, speak with them, and build an actual relationship, they'll be more likely to help you out with an assignment if needed. And I'm not saying that they're going to give you an extension, but they're more likely to give you grace and to help you understand where you go wrong if you have a good relationship with them. College professors have a lot of students. Like, a lot of my classes had 100, 200 people in them, especially in the general education courses. So if you are someone who needs feedback from a professor, go to their office hours. That's why they're there. They absolutely love when you come in. And it's just a good time overall, mostly. I had a really good relationship with my intro to business professor and my accounting professor. Now, this is not to say that you have to be an A student to keep a relationship with your professor. I think that everyone should aim for an A regardless, but that's really hard to do in college. Accounting was not a strong suit of mine, but my professor saw that I was trying and she was more than willing to help me out when I needed questions. And it got to the point where she didn't even need to check my ID when I went into a test because she knew who I was. So definitely keep a good relationship with your professors. I also had one of them write me a recommendation letter. So they are there to help you, but they won't know that you need help because they're not going to reach out to you because their classes are so big. That was a long tangent, I'm sorry. I really love when people, because my mom's a teacher, I know how much they appreciate when people go to their office hours and are nice to them, greet them good morning, good afternoon, all of that. You also need to study frequently. Constantly going back on the material because a lot of people do have cumulative finals at, hi baby, you want to say hi? Bishop's gonna come and help us out with this video. My precious. What was I saying? Oh yeah, you need to make sure that you're studying frequently. Even if it's as little as 15 minutes a day, it's better than nothing. And try and spread out your studying. Because if you try and study the night before the test, I've done that. It works sometimes, but every single time I studied for weeks on end, up until the exam, I always scored better. You can even use it as a social thing. Study with friends, create study groups with people in your class, build those kind of relationships. That goes into my other thing. Everyone needs a different environment to learn. And when you're studying, it's important that you try different things and find out what fits you the best. I always thought that as a studier, I kind of get distracted easily, as you could probably tell by my cat coming. I get distracted very easily. So it's important to, try different things. I thought that I would need to be in a study room by myself, just going. And while I did do that over the semester, and it was really crunch time, I found that I studied better when I was in a crowded place like a cafe or a library where everyone else studying motivated me to study because I didn't want to seem like an imposter. I was like, okay, everyone else is doing this, I gotta lock in and be like one of them. Now that's just my mindset. How I motivate myself obviously is going to be different than how you motivate yourself. So my brain's a little weird. Sometimes I'll time-lapse myself, not only to get a YouTube video out of it, but I need a good time lapse and a cutesy, like, aesthetic one of me working hard, so it makes me lock in and actually do my work. I found that different types of music also helps me or hurts me. I found that lyrics at all in music kind of distract me, especially because I pick up on lyrics quickly. I'm only focusing on that and not what I'm working on. Whereas if I listen to classical music or sped up lo-fi, I can like just go, 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 go. My fourth and final thing, I'm sorry, I've been yapping away. I'm low-key impressed with myself for staying focused, is social life. I want you all to give yourself grace when it comes to making friends in college. As a freshman, I feel like it's really important to connect with people and kind of spread your wings. If you had a group of friends in high school and they're all going to the same college, that's amazing, but try and find other people as well. And if you're like me and you didn't really have any close friends going to the same college as you, it's scary. It's really, really scary. But on the first, and this is not gonna happen to everyone, but on the first day after I moved in, I was alone on campus. I knew no one. So I met a girl and we were like, okay, I wanna get ahead on some work in the library. Cause you know, I was like, college, studying, college. I always am like, this is so college, you know, romanticize it, make it what you want. And she brought in another girl that she had met. And so I met this friend through a friend that I'd already made. And the girl she brought in actually became my best friend. To this day, still my best friend to this day. It's been a year. She's my absolute best friend. And her becoming my best friend led me to meet all the people that she knew. And now they're all my group of friends as well. And so if you can find just one person that you like, that will lead the way to just a bunch of pockets of friends. I have friends who lived next to me. I have friends that I met through my roommate who I really love. I met people in class that I clicked with, and even though we're not the best of friends, it's still amicable and still they'll like my stories, they'll reach out to me. We're gonna get coffee when we get back in the semester. So don't be scared to put yourself out there, because more times than not, people are in the same boat as you. And if someone is rude to you for any reason, let me know. I will fight them. I would also say, as my last point, is it's okay to have alone time. You're gonna get overwhelmed, and even if you're the most extroverted person out there, like myself, you're gonna need alone time. So with your dorm, make it a safe space, or find a safe space on campus that you can go to by yourself that makes you feel calm and kind of just at ease, because you're gonna need that. I don't know what your guys' living situations are gonna be like. You may have an amazing roommate, you may have a terrible one. So just try and find a place, even if it's not your dorm, that you love on campus, that you can go to relax. So that was kind of my broad overall tips. If you guys have any questions at all that I didn't answer, or you want a bigger explanation on, please let me know in the comments below. I would love to answer any questions you have. A lot of college processes are the same, so even if you're not going to the same college as me, a lot of the tips, all of the tips will still apply. And just let me know if you need anything. I did it. I didn't think I was gonna survive during spring semester, to be honest. I was terrified and was crying all of the time. I'll be honest, I have pictures. I should make a folder in my phone of me crying over spring semester 2025, because it was a hot mess. But I did it, and I grew from it, and I learned from it. And I'm more excited to go back this semester than I was to even start college. If you find that maybe the college you're at isn't what you thought it was going to be and isn't for you, you're not stuck. If your major isn't what you thought it was, you're not stuck. There's options, there's things you can do. It's scary to transfer, but so many people do it. And so many people are better for it. You want to find what's best for you. Whether it be you need a different program, a different major, a change of scenery. Maybe you're doing 2 years in community college and then going to a 4-year institution. That's amazing. Financially, that's super smart. Sorry, that's super smart. So just remember that you're on your own path. And if that includes transferring, if that includes maybe not taking as many classes as other people or taking more classes than other people, everyone's college experience is different. And I hope that the advice that I gave you in this video can make your college experience amazing, just like mine has. I will be real with you, college is hard. It's not gonna be easy. But the thing is, you don't get as much satisfaction from finishing easy things than you do hard things. And you can do hard things. I know you can. You got into college. That's one of the hardest things you can do. So now just put all that energy forward, romanticize the heck out of your experience. I don't care if people think that's silly. That's how I got through mine. I just kept telling myself, it's college. This is just college, you know? Sorry, I looked at my cat. He's staring at me on my chair. Just do it. You got it. You got through it. Just think, it's just college. This is just college. It's so college. The good experiences will come. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Once again, if you need anything at all, feel free to DM me or comment down below. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.